Okay. You were saying?
What was the question? What was I talking about? Obama wants to be seen as a great unifier. He wants to be seen as a great unifier to the Western world and the Muslim world. That's his main prerogative. This really is what drives a wedge between Israel and the United States.
And do you believe that he's looking to get a new government installed in Israel to replace the Netanyahu government?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's something that he would favor, but he has an issue with Bibi Netanyahu because Bibi Netanyahu is very outspoken as a defender of the interests of the Jews, and he gets in there like a stick caught in the spokes. And as a Jew, it's what the Jewish people want. Bibi Netanyahu almost has a universal approval rating amongst American Jews because he really carries our message. And he fights for our rights at the United States and the Human Rights Commission. Obama has utterly failed in relation to what needs to be done at the UN. You're asking such a loaded question. I can give an hour-long lecture on why Obama has this specific relationship with Bibi Netanyahu, but
my question is primarily about the Senate being Democrat or Republican. In other words, if you become an elected House Republican, the legislation that you try to enact, how will that be affected if Jews continue to vote Democrat for the Senate candidates?
I mean, Jews, the power of the Jews is not necessarily in the voting, because I mean they only represent 5% of the American populace, and 78% of that populace is going to vote for Democrats. What the Jewish people really represent is campaign finance, and that has a major effect. You have people like Chaim Saban. You have people like Chaim Saban and
sorry, we're on TV.
People like Chaim Saban that is giving so much money to Democratic candidates, and Chaim Saban's an Israeli, and there are significant populations in the Democratic Party that do not support Israel, that are vehemently opposed to Israel in the Democratic Party, and that's where things get very dangerous. So should Jews vote Democrat? That doesn't have such a significant effect on the turn of elections. I mean, it's in California and it's in New York, which is largely Democratic anyway, and Chicago. So it doesn't like sway yes or no if a Republican or Democrat's actually going to get elected. But the Jews do give a significant amount to political campaigns, and that's what affects the elections. So I would tell the Jewish people, like, really look at the people you're giving money to. Just because someone wants a relationship with you doesn't mean that you should have a relationship with them. There's a tremendous. Look at Chuck Hagel. Chuck Hagel became defense secretary, and he was very opposed to Israel. And then when he was nominated for position of defense secretary, all of a sudden he became Israel's best friend. Jewish Democrats still support someone like Chuck Hagel, and they think he's doing a great job. Meanwhile, sequestration has shrunk our military to pre-World War II levels, which is starting in 2015. At the same time, when the Islamic world is extremely aggressive towards the West. This issue is so multifaceted. It's not something that can be addressed in one interview. But the Democratic Party the Jewish people need to move away from the Democratic Party.
And how welcome do you feel?
I think that Jews side with the Democratic Party because generally Jews care about people. We care deeply about the fabric of all people. We have a concept of tikkun olam. We want to fix the world. But spending money is not going to fix the problems. Fixing the problems is going to fix the problems. And that's where we have that's where we have a major issue. That's why Democratic Jews need to wake up. They need to understand that to fix the problem, you just can't write a check and throw money at it. You got to get off your seat and you got to go in there and you got to fix it. You could fix the problems for free. Problems are fixed on a policy level, not on a spending level. Spending is used if the policy is right in place, then we can put money towards that project. Outside of that, if the policy is not sound, no matter how much money you spend at it, it's always going to be broken. So we need fundamental policies that are going to have a positive impact on education, that are going to favor small businesses. Small businesses represent 54% of the workforce of this country. Over half of the employees in this country are in small business. So we have a fundamental prerogative to make sure that small business has their essential needs met in order to A, hire more, and B, grow. We have an administration and a Democratic Party that constantly is attacking small business, and that works against the interests of America. That stagnates the system. So in relation to Jewish people, yeah, Jewish people should support people who want to influence on the policy level. The policy level, the Democratic Party, 90% of all money from teachers' unions goes to the Democratic Party. The teachers' unions block every advance towards significant educational reform, which largely affects the inner city communities. In my district, District 37, we have a 40% dropout rate in our schools. 68% of all prisoners are high school dropouts. One institution is feeding the other institution, spending a ton of money just feeding institutions that don't work. And that is not solving the problem. That is not tikkun olam, and that is not, although we care, we're caring in the wrong way. And the Jewish community needs to wake up. If they want to be, the Jewish community has a large standing history with the Democratic Party. So at best, if they can just open their hearts to be bipartisan, they need to see who's really making the policies that are making a change. Because it's not about the money, like I said before, it's about the policies. And Jewish people need to support the right policies to put money towards. So, that's my answer. I'm Adam King. You can find information out about me at adamkinginfo.com, www.adamkinginfo.com. Like me on Facebook, Adam King Info at Facebook. Like me on Twitter, Adam King Info. I'm the second youngest person in the state of California running for office. I'm a millennial. I represent my generation. I'm the new face of the Republican Party, and I'm here to make a difference. So thank you, JewTube, and I'll see you soon.